Are you wondering how old your dog needs to be in order to start the fence training process using an electronic dog fence? Let's find out. Hey folks, it's Adam with Outdoor Pet Solutions. I've been installing electronic dog fencing systems here in the Middle Tennessee area for over 20 years. And I created this YouTube channel to help educate folks just like you on how to install these fence systems on your very own, as well as how to properly train your dog to respect their new boundaries. And in this video, I wanted to address a common question that I'll get, asking at what age should you be training your dog to learn their new boundaries? Is my dog too old? Is my dog too young? What's the answer? We'll first address the question, is my dog too old? I get this question a lot, and it surprises me. I guess the old saying of you can't teach an old dog new tricks comes to mind, but that's simply not the case. You can train any dog to stay put on your property using one of these types of fence systems as long as you put in the work needed to teach them appropriately. And some dogs take a little bit longer than others. Although the average is about a week's time, older dogs that may have had free rein of the yard for some time will take a little bit longer to learn their new boundaries. But as far as a young dog, it is crucial to not start the fence training too early. If you happen to have a new puppy at home, you're gonna want to wait till they're at least 16 weeks old, 4 months. Because any younger than that, you're going to have a hard time keeping your dog's attention long enough in order to teach them the concept of the fence. This electronic fencing isn't just install the system and put the collar on the dog and they'll figure it out on their own. You have to teach them their boundaries and, more importantly, how to interact with the fence system. The collar delivers an audible tone, and that tone is what needs to trigger a behavior from your dog. So you need to put them through an exercise, which I teach in the OPS 1000 training manual, where it will outline how to exercise your dog around the boundary and teach them that when they hear the audible tone, they need to back away from the fence. But if your dog is very young and under that 4-month mark, more than likely, when you take them out there to try to train them, they're not going to give you their undivided attention. They're going to want to chew twigs, roll around, chase leaves. Anything and everything that's going on around them is going to be a distraction because, well, they're new to life and they want to explore everything. So definitely hold off until they're at least 4 months old. Now, there is a stipulation though. The 4-month mark is kind of a general rule of thumb. However, there are some dogs that take a little bit while longer to develop. So at which point do you know that your dog will be ready to start that training process? Well, it's when they're taking to simple commands, such as sit, stay, they come when you call them by name. If they're understanding those concepts, then they're good and ready to begin the training process on the fence system. So what can you do while you're waiting for your dog to develop to a point where they're ready to start the training? If you're planning on using an electronic dog fence to keep your dog in the yard, what you can do when you take them outside to do their business as you're housebreaking them, and be sure you always have them on leash. For 2 reasons. The first is you want them to become comfortable being on a leash. Dogs need to be leash trained just like they need to be trained with everything else. They need to get comfortable with being on leash and understanding that you are the trainer and that you'll be directing them around. When they're a puppy, that's going to be very confusing for them. They're going to pull on you, they're going to lay down and roll around. And if you don't have them comfortable with a leash, you're going to have a hard time training them around the yard when they become of age to start that process. So begin taking them outside, keeping them on leash at all times, and don't allow them to venture off beyond the boundaries that you plan on setting for them with an electronic dog fence later on. That way, when you begin this process of teaching them and you have those white flags up, it'll be a little bit better transition for them to understand that they should not be going beyond those points because you've never allowed them to venture out of that area in the first place. Taking those precautions ahead of time is just going to make your job that much easier in teaching them their new boundaries. If you're still researching this type of dog fencing option for you and you're not quite sure which type of fencing system you should go with, check out this video that I put together a while back that breaks down the different technologies that are available. And if you're interested in learning more about the fencing product that I prefer to install, be sure to check out the OPS 1000. It's a complete DIY kit that includes all the same commercial grade components that I use in my installations. And most importantly, it comes with my complete step-by-step installation guide showing you exactly how to install the system like a professional, as well as how to train your dog properly to the fence system. The pricing online does include ground shipping direct to you via UPS. And as always, thanks for watching. Goodbye.